Hello traders, welcome to today's video. I am back with another proper video for you today. I'm off the islands. I have a nice villa in mainland Lombok for the next few days, so able to get some work done. Got my office set up again, and maybe a stream because the internet seems relatively stable, but we'll see how that goes and see how things align later on. So hoping to do a YouTube live stream for you guys within the next, well, maybe even today. But anyway, yeah, let's get into the price action. Bitcoin looking pretty good, right? And this has been going, I mean, exactly as we have said it would go, or most likely would go. So essentially, I mean, since September, right, we can go all the way back to the lows that we put in here. We can go all the way back. No, in fact, it's the September lows, okay? That's the ones that we were bidding because did get stopped on some longs on that big August dump, was able to get back into longs around September. And the target has always been A, to take the previous highs, okay, to take internal liquidity, right, to come up and hit these. But then ultimately, we wanted to see this reaching towards what was at the time the yearly point of control, basically being the last final boss before what we are expecting to happen anyway is new all-time highs. So over the past few weeks, I have been saying that I do expect a slow and steady rise back towards 67,500. If we can get through there, it's new all-time highs, but I'm not expecting anything explosive until price gets through that and we're back into price discovery once again. I'm very confident that we are going to be going into price discovery once again, and this has been given ample opportunity to get into long trades. That's all you really need to be looking at right now. Shorts, fair enough. Okay, you can take them now and again. But what you want to be holding right now are longs, because that is where the market, in my opinion, is going to be going over the next few months. Now, the opportunities that we've had have been really, really clear. It's been trading very, very simply. So to start this month, okay, we don't need to cover all of this because this move was relatively straightforward. We were covering this the whole way up and we were just waiting for those highs to be taken, easy peasy. And then when this came down, okay, we had this sweep of the previous week lows, what was at the time the previous week lows, to test the monthly open. And then inevitably what happens if you're opening a month up here, you come down and you test the previous month open, it holds a support. What are you going to take? You're going to look for the liquidity at the previous month highs, right? You open here, you come back down, you test the open, you take the highs, easy peasy. Now, if you got acceptance below here, which is the video that I was making last week, if there was acceptance below that 59K, then we would have been then looking for those previous month lows to be taken. And that's just simply the way that you trade with internal to external. You're going for open and then highs or lows. And it's a very similar situation that we had last month, okay? So in September, right, we opened the month, came down, tested support, and then what happens is you take out highs, okay? It's the same thing that we've seen over the past couple of months, just repeating again with some really nice technicals. And there was opportunities to get into trades. A, you could have bidded at the previous month open, knowing that if it holds as support, you're looking good, invalidation at a previous pivot. Or what I personally did was wait until the daily close. Daily close looks strong, go long, stop down here, and then you're looking for these highs here. And then the second opportunity we had was yesterday or over the weekend. So from this perspective, right, we are essentially what we had done was a nice like A, B, C, D corrective wave. And then we are looking for continuation to basically give this a fifth. All right, so bum, 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 bum. And within this, yeah, so you have, yeah, just like a corrective wave within an overall move up that we are expecting. And then we had this long that we were looking at yesterday, basically being, right, you've taken the lows, you're expecting continuation higher. And we had this confluence here with a 4-hour gap. So you had an impulse that came back through what would have been order block if this is held and continued higher, but ends up being this breaker because what we had was a little bit of a move up. Then price comes down, breaks support, turns this into a bearish OB, bearish breaker block. Then price impulses back through it. Double confluence here to hold a support. You're not looking at a deep retrace at that point. You tap into this because this was resistance acting as support, and you tap into this, confirming as support. Okay, you close through it, so you want to be seeing continuation higher to, at the very least, take out this high and then looking on towards this high. So another opportunity to get into a long position, and this was the update that I gave yesterday. I would be bidding within this area, looking to take the highs and then go on to that yearly high volume node, old yearly POC at 67,500. So yeah, that's kind of what we've seen. And with the last couple of updates that I've given for the crew and everything, then this is what I have been sharing. All right, so we could see here, Bitcoin swept previous week lows, testing previous month open and range value area low, closing above the previous week low, 4-hour bullish divergence here as well. So acceptance below 60K gives a target of 57. However, if this zone holds as support, I expect to move towards 67,500 minimum. And that was on the update that I gave last week. Looking at this, and then again yesterday, giving this trade idea with the highs, and as we have seen, playing out very, very nicely. There was a potential short we were looking at in the morning yesterday, and that would have been if we saw some weakness over New York to come in and fill the single prints, but we never got that weakness, so then ultimately we are just simply looking for higher prices because the setup that was there was never even given. So everything looking healthy, and I'm still looking for those previous month highs to be taken and then onto the high volume node. Now, the thing that you do have to bear in mind, okay, is once again, we have created single prints, we have created imbalance below, and every single time that has happened within this whole range since March, okay, those single prints have been corrected. Now, the difference here is this is all internal, okay, so what we are essentially doing is we had fast move down, and what this has done is corrected with a fast move up. So yes, okay, there is a possibility that price could come all the way back down here, and then all the way back up here, and then all the way back down here, and then all the way back up here, and continue to just chop around. But because this has just been corrective so far, you would really be looking for, let's say, if this does get impulsive and squeezes beyond, then this is the area that you'd look to hold as support before any continuation higher, which is a little bit more likely in my opinion. I don't think necessarily that we're looking at this to be filled straight away. However, you do need to bear in mind that every single time we have had a fast move like this, it has eventually been corrected. Is there anything else that we need to be looking at as some kind of confluence here? Because I realize I'm waffling a little bit. So additional stuff that you could have used to have confidence in the long positions and looking for this continuation. The anchored VWAP from those lows that we put in August, which I think is the low, holding, right? We have seen this rotation between the two standard deviations. So you had resistance, resistance, you come back down, testing that standard deviation as support, all the way back up towards the highs, back down to test into that VWAP, and then we're looking at continuation. So you would expect this to start to expand out and start to trend at this stage. Or, as we have seen, if things get bearish, you're looking for a move back down into that POC, into that VWAP, and then things could just continue to trade within this range. But at the moment, things are looking healthy. You got to wait for weakness before you're looking for shorts again. What else do we have? The value areas for the year so far. So let me just turn this on. And we can see quite clearly here that we do have some confluence. So this yearly POC and the previous week POC was acting as confluence yesterday. So once you flip that into support, you're looking for this move up. That yearly value area high is very high, obviously. But because we have been holding this value area low, that could be the target, looking up towards that 72K. But I wouldn't be getting ahead of myself at that stage. That is essentially taking us back to those all-time highs again, which could take a little bit longer. But yeah, for me, really is, if price can get through 67,500, then I'd be looking for highs, then I'd be looking for the next highs, the next highs, the next highs, the next highs, and then just beyond from that point onwards. So yeah, that's more or less everything. Target has been met for the longs, bar like 1 or 2 ticks. If you're looking for shorts, it's really the last opportunity we have to look for shorts before we get a major change in market structure. Because what we have had since March is a high, that made a low, that made a lower high, that made a lower low, that made a lower high, that made a lower low, that made a lower high, that made a lower low. And what we're seeing now is a high, a low, a higher high, a higher low, maybe a higher high again. But everything is internal. We could be seeing this big old bearish wedge if things are going to be bearish. All right. Until you see these highs taken, we are still in a bigger downtrend. And because we are in that bigger downtrend, that could see a breakdown towards those 48K levels or whatever. But I think we're going to go up from here. That is my bias. I'm sticking to my bias. I do think this downtrend gets broken, and I do think we're going towards new all-time highs. So you simply just look for the longs. That's everything. Yeah. There's nothing else that I have to add really on here. So yeah, hopefully later on this evening, dependent on internet and dependent on everything else, then I will try and get a live stream in for you. I know it's been a while, but when you are in Indonesia and the internet is not the most reliable thing in the world, and there are certain restrictions on certain sites and things like that, it's just a little bit difficult to do so. But I'm trying to get these video updates and written updates at the very least done as much as I can for you guys. So yeah, please hit the like button. Please do subscribe if you've not done so already. Show your support because I'm still working as much as I can for you guys out here. And I'll see you in the next one. So have a great day. See you soon. Bye-bye.